You speak the truth so effortlessly that it slices through my walls and makes me want to drop my defenses completely. There's something about your honesty. It doesn't just touch me, it disarms me. It's dangerous how addicted I've become to your clarity. Every word you say feels like a confession I didn't know I needed to hear. You're too real, and it's intoxicating. I can't get over how you say exactly what's in your heart without hesitation. That rawness is magnetic. You don't try to impress, you don't hide behind masks. And that's what makes you impossible to forget. You're so real, it hurts sometimes, but that's exactly what keeps me wanting more of you. You talk like you've lived 1,000 heartbreaks, yet you make truth sound like poetry. It's the way you say things, without filters, without fear, that pulls me in deeper every time. Your straightforwardness feels like a mirror, forcing me to face parts of myself I've avoided. The way you communicate, raw, clean, and unbothered, feels like a drug I can't quit. You're the kind of person who speaks and makes silence irrelevant. Every time you talk, I feel like you strip away the noise of the world. That's your power. You're brutally honest in a way that doesn't wound. It heals, even when it burns. I used to crave mystery, but then I met your truth, and now I crave you instead. You don't say much, but what you say lingers like the taste of something forbidden. You have this fearless way of speaking that makes me feel both exposed and understood. You make honesty look seductive, and I'm hooked on the way you tell the truth. Every conversation with you feels like stepping into light after years of darkness. You don't play games with words. You play with souls by telling them what they need to hear. It's crazy how your directness feels more intimate than any kiss could. The way you speak your truth makes me want to do the same. That's real influence. You don't soften your truth to make it easier to swallow, and somehow that's what makes it so beautiful. I can't hide from you. You see through every layer, every excuse, every false smile. When you talk, it's not just conversation, it's revelation. Your straightforwardness isn't arrogance, it's authenticity, and that's rare enough to crave. You're not trying to be liked, you're trying to be real, and that's what makes you unforgettable. You say things that silence the world around me, leaving only your voice echoing in my chest. The more honest you are, the more I find myself addicted to your presence. I didn't expect your words to haunt me, but they do, in the most beautiful way. You have the kind of truth that doesn't ask for permission. It just arrives, unapologetic. It's like you hold a key to reality, and I can't help but follow wherever it leads. I've met many people who talked beautifully, but you talk truthfully, and that's infinitely more powerful. You don't decorate your words, you just let them bleed honesty, and I can't look away. Every word you speak feels like it's written in flame, too hot to touch, but impossible to ignore. You're the kind of person who could destroy lies just by standing in a room. You don't use charm to win hearts. You use truth, and that's what keeps me here. You're dangerously honest. The kind of honest that makes people fall without realizing they're falling. You make me realize that simplicity is the rarest form of seduction. The way you express your truth, it's like watching lightning split the sky open. You've made me addicted to transparency, to clarity, to you. You don't whisper truths, you throw them like sparks, and I'm addicted to the burn. I'm not sure if I'm drawn to your honesty or the peace that follows it. You're too direct for a world addicted to illusions, and that's exactly why I need you. You speak like someone who has nothing to prove, and that's what makes you powerful. Every time you open your mouth, I feel the universe rearranging itself around your words. You've turned vulnerability into strength, and I can't stop admiring how boldly you wear it. You're not afraid to be seen, and that's the most seductive thing about you. You don't talk to impress, you talk to awaken. That's why people remember you. I didn't expect truth to feel this intimate, but you made it that way. You speak with such clarity that I sometimes forget to breathe while listening. There's something divine in your directness. It feels guided, like the universe speaking through you. You don't sugarcoat reality, and that's what makes your words taste so real. You've made honesty sound like a love language. The way you look at people when you tell them the truth, it's like you're freeing them. Your straightforwardness doesn't just attract, it transforms. I crave your voice because it's the only one that doesn't lie to me. You're the antidote to everything fake I've ever known. You remind me that truth isn't harsh, it's liberation disguised as discomfort. You've mastered the art of saying everything without needing to exaggerate, and that quiet confidence is pure temptation. You don't seduce with mystery, you seduce with truth, and I'm completely under your spell. Every word you speak lands softly but stays sharp in my mind long after you've gone silent. There's something so dangerously beautiful about your honesty. It feels like exposure and comfort at once. You have no idea how powerful your truth is until you see how it rearranges someone's entire heart. I've never met anyone who could turn honesty into desire the way you do. When you talk, it doesn't feel like conversation. It feels like a revelation meant only for me. You don't flirt, you reveal. And somehow, that's far more seductive. You have this rare power to make vulnerability feel like strength and strength feel like love. Your words don't just touch, they consume. Every syllable feels personal. You make being honest look like an act of rebellion against the whole world's pretense. You have no idea how addictive it is to be around someone who refuses to play games. Every time you speak, I forget to pretend. You make authenticity contagious. There's no armor between us when you speak, and that's both thrilling and terrifying. You're the kind of person who tells the truth, not to hurt, but to free. And that's rare. You've made me realize how exhausting it is to deal with anyone less honest than you. Your words don't flatter, they awaken something that's been sleeping inside me. You make me want to match your honesty, even when it exposes the parts I hide. I crave your rawness more than I ever craved perfection. You don't chase attention, yet everyone turns toward you because realness is magnetic. I didn't fall for your looks. I fell for how you speak like you owe the world nothing. You're too straightforward for my comfort, but too real for me to walk away. You don't try to be deep. You are deep, simply because you refuse to lie. You talk like someone who's been through hell and came back with divine clarity. You don't sugarcoat pain, you turn it into something poetic and strangely soothing. You're the only person who can make brutal honesty sound like affection. Every time you tell the truth, it feels like a storm clearing my sky. You've made me addicted to the peace that comes from knowing exactly where I stand with you. You're not trying to be anyone else, and that's what makes you unforgettable. You don't filter your feelings, and that's why I trust every word you speak. You have no idea how sexy honesty looks when it's worn with confidence. I love that you say things people are too afraid to admit. It's fearless, it's raw. You're the kind of person who doesn't need to say much to be deeply felt. Every word from you feels like truth dressed in desire. I never thought simplicity could be so addictive until you spoke. You don't hide behind charm. You are the charm, because truth is your nature. You don't just speak truth, you breathe it, and it changes the air around you. You've turned me into someone who listens differently because your words demand silence. You don't perform, you exist. And somehow, that's the most powerful thing of all. You have this way of making honesty sound like a confession whispered between souls. I can't decide if I want to thank you or blame you for how deeply your words affect me. You don't sugarcoat, you salt the wound, but it heals faster that way. You're the kind of person who could break hearts just by telling the truth. You've taught me that transparency is the highest form of intimacy. You talk like you've seen the worst of the world and still choose to speak softly. You've made it impossible to crave small talk after hearing your truth. There's something celestial about your honesty. It feels too pure for this world. You speak your truth like it's oxygen, and I find myself needing every breath of it. You make me want to undress my thoughts and be just as raw with you. You have the courage to say what others only dare to feel. You're living proof that sincerity can be the most seductive trait a person has. Every sentence from you feels like a line from the universe written for my soul. You've made me realize that truth isn't harsh, it's holy. I love that you don't hide behind politeness when the truth deserves to be spoken. You're so straightforward that it feels like standing naked in front of your words. You've turned honesty into an art form. Simple, clean, unforgettable. You make me want to drop my secrets and match your openness. You don't decorate truth with apologies. You deliver it with calm certainty. Your honesty doesn't push me away. It pulls me closer because it feels like home. You're so disarmingly straightforward that every word from you feels like both a challenge and a blessing.